Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog with Junior Program Essentials. Um, let's get right into it. So, where I was last week, I had completed the player control branch and was getting into basic gameplay uh, branch and basically all that entails. And I've gotten pretty far. I was with player control. I did all the car stuff. I did that bonus challenge scene, um, and making those obstacles. Check all that out. The previous vlog. And then basic gameplay is getting into basic gameplay mechanics in games and stuff. So, alright, let's exit this now. Alright, now, as you can see, I'm at 6 out of 11 basic gameplay, so gotten pretty far now. Um, it's 2.1. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I've gone through these lessons so far. Middle White Challenge 2. Currently doing the bonus features too. But this one with player positioning. Basically, you just have to place the player in a certain place. Food flight, you created an object. You've created where if you press space, you fired fired a food object out. Random animal stampede. You made animals spawn around and stuff, and then got collision decisions. You made it when things collided, something happened scripting wise. Then fetch is where you fixed a bugged scene, and I'll be showing you all these. All right, so let's just get into it. Okay, so starting with this one, player positioning. Gonna hop into Unity, and I'll see you in 1 second when we get there. And we're loading in. So overall, this is a pretty bare bones scenes. I have imported the assets folder for prototype 2. I have a simple player controller script, so we're gonna press play, show you what happens. Um, and basically all I can do is, if you look into the bottom right corner here, I can basically just move this guy from left to right, and that is basically it. For this, we just have this basic player controller script here that all it does. So we get into here. It gets your horizontal input, which will allow you to move from left to right with this code here. So just gets when you press A or W with the arrow keys, then translates you right or moves you right at the at I guess 10 feet or whatever at the speed. So it just moves you right. This right here, however, is something different. So it's something called the X range variable, and basically what this does is if the player's position or the object's position that this script's currently on, if it in this case, I guess in this case if the position I guess is less than the uh, X range negative, then it's going to keep you at the X range. It's gonna prevent. It's not gonna. It's gonna prevent you from moving further. And then this is basically the same thing. So this thing gets more than the X range. It's gonna keep you at the X range. And then with that, what you get is this effect that is basically just kind of this invisible wall. As you can see here, not moving. Yeah, it's this invisible wall type effect. Overall, that was basically the rest of the scene. Besides that, we dragged out 3 animals and then a food item, and then put them to face this way. Or actually we just dragged out those two. And then overall, yeah, that was just the scene. So we're gonna move on now. Okay. So on from here, we continue to food flight, and I will see you when this loads. All right. So food flight. Um, in Food Flight, we've done like a couple different things here. So, as you see, all the animals are now facing this way. Um, and we've added these two scripts: move forward, which just pushes them forward out of speed, and destroy out of bounds, um, which basically, when they move too far out, they are destroyed. So we don't have too many objects that just are gonna clog and flood our game. Um, I think our player controller is it's basically the same, except now we can shoot the stake out, and then um, uh, and then also we have converted all of these animals into prefabs with these scripts. So yeah, so now whenever I want to spawn a new cow, I can just do it like that, and it already has all the scripts I want on it. So we're gonna play this. Alright, you can see everything's moving. If I press spacebar, I can fire out all these stakes. And then, let's check out the scripts. Um, so destroy out of bounds basically is when the Z position for an object gets too far out from the top bound, or or like goes below the lower bound, it immediately destroys the game object. So for top bound it's 30, and lower bound it's -10, and then you can see this. So when I play the game, you can see every time I create a stake, there's these clones, and as you see, they're all disappearing because they're all going past the out bounds. And you also can see that all the animals are now just straight up gone because of this. So yeah, if I drag in a horse, boom, it's gone because it passed the lower bound. All right. From here we just have move forward, same. Wait, play controller. Similar idea to the horizontal input, except now we've used if input dot get key down. So when you press a key down, in this case space, it's going to run what's in here, which is basically instantiate, which is basically just going to create an object, which is the projectile prefab, at your location, at its own rotation, and then it's going to just shoot out and then go straight. Because the projectile prefab has the move forward script and stuff. Wait, no, move. Yeah, has the move forward script and stuff. Alright, so that's essentially this scene. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Random animal stampede. Alright, we're in. So, big thing now, in this one, we have something called a spawn manager now, which has what you see these elements and stuff inside of it. And then we also have a spawn manager script, which was, yeah, essentially what we did here. Besides that, pretty sure nothing else has really changed. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's hop into this. All right. So what a spawn manager is basically it's a script that it creates an array called animal prefabs. Then we have the range that the X range that these animals can spawn in, and the Z range they can spawn in. So, as of right now, when you press S, it's going to we have this method that will return a random integer between 0 and then the animal prefab's lengths, which aka the length of this array, which as you can see in Unity is 0 to 2, but it has 3 things inside of it. So it starts 0, then animal prefab's length. So it's going to return 0 to basically a 2. From here, it's going to return a random position, at a random position between -20 and 20 at a z position of 20. So we have so we have negative spawn range x and spawn range x, and spawn range x is 20 here. And then from there, it creates an animal with the corresponding array number, and that it's returned at a random position. So instantiate animal index. So we'll say it's 1. So it's going to spawn the animal whose ID corresponds with 1, which is the black horse. It's going to create the black horse at a random range, so at a random x, and then at a random x, but the same z. And then it's going to use the animal's rotation already, which is 180, so it's going to be facing you. And that's essentially it, so I'll show you this in action. So, it just loads. Give me oh, never mind, we're good. Alright, so everyone's gone. When I press S, I create these random animals, and they're all at random positions. You can see cows, dogs, the horses sometimes. Yep, they're all at random positions and stuff. That's just whenever I press S. So, yeah, that is that's that one. Alright, so then we have collision detections for this last one here. For not the last one, but for this one here. So, see when this loads. Alright. So, as you can see, we're in here, and there is what looks to be nothing. Everything's gone. Well, you'll see what happens now. When I press play. Oh, a horse just went by. Uh-oh. I would have lost there. Oh, hey, he just disappeared when I pressed space and the stake at him. Bro, these horses are just too big, bro. Alright. But yeah. Now it's kind of like a full game. You gotta prevent the animals, from getting into the place here, but the map's probably too big, to be honest. Or the player's probably too slow. Well, let me fix that. We're gonna make him have speed of 90. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe too fast. Alright, well, but yeah, you get the point. This is the, we now have the completed thing here. So let me show you what I did here. So, first things first. In the prefab section, I have added a boxed collider of all of them, and have edited it so it's as close to their actual measurement as possible. And so as you can see, I've done so with the cow, I've done so with the horse, and I've done so with the dog, and I've done so with the steak. And they all have, all the animals have this is trigger effect. And the reason for that is for a new script. So scripts, we have something called the detect collision script now. So basically, when on trigger enter collider other, so basically, when the stake or an object enters or collides something else, the collider is referring to itself, and the other is referring to the other object it collides with. It's going to destroy the game object, so it's going to destroy itself, and then it's going to destroy other object. So, stake collides to horse, the stake and the horse are both destroyed. That is basically it. From here, though, we also now have these spawn rangers. So, we've done a couple different things here. So at the start, we begin to invoke invoke repeating. So this thing's, basically what this means is, there's something called spawn random animal, and it's this method here, and we invoke it after the start delay, which is 2 seconds, and then it begins to spawn stuff every 1.5 seconds. So it begins to invoke this method every 1.5 seconds. what this method is it's basically the thing I showed you with S. Basically, uh, it's the exact same. So basically, it's going to call this method or spawn it after 2 seconds every 1.5 seconds, and that is basically it. Um, from here, everything else is the same. Um, yeah. Well, actually, except for this the story out of bounds script, where now we've had something called a debug log, which is like a lot, which is specifically something for a developer, where basically I can tell if something's working. So basically now, whenever an animal goes to lower bound, it's gonna say debug log game over. So it's gonna tell me the game would be over. I haven't actually coded in a game over function, but like if I did, this tells me that like it would work almost like when they go past the lower bound, like it's gonna activate, I guess, almost, but or that's when it would activate. It's like a reference almost. So that is yeah, that's the scene. This is like basically the finished product of this like scene here. Of all its challenges, and then we now go into challenge 2, fetch. So check out this commit. All right, prototype 2. All right, see you in the loads. All right, so this one I've imported new files called the challenge 2 files. So let's go to the scene. So as you can see here, we have this funny looking scene with this girl here and nothing else in this wall. We're gonna play it to show you what happens. When I press space, these dogs come out, but I can only do it like ever so often, like every second, I guess. I gotta get these balls, which I'm kind of sucking at right now. But basically, come on. Oh my god, I'm bad at this. Alright, there we go. When a dog hits the ball, he catches it and it disappears. And the goal is basically to get all these balls. There's no game over function or anything though, but yeah, that's the goal. So, let's show you. So, at first it started with a bunch of bugs, and so that which I had to fix in all these scripts and stuff. Oops, wait, wrong scripts. Well, let me go back here. Challenge 2, scripts. Yeah, so all of these scripts here. Alright, so let me get rid of the other ones here. So now we just have destroy bounds, to collisions. Yeah, so all of those scripts here, they had something wrong with them. And then additionally, I'm pretty sure the dog and the balls had something wrong with them. So let me run you through everything I basically did. So first, the dogs would spawn up here, like in this upper place here, and like the balls would spawn here. So, first thing, like, I think I had to fix, was I think for as I had to make it where, like, the dogs. Honestly, oh wait, hold on. Okay, like, give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Oops, sorry. All right, so, okay, yeah. So, all right, yeah. First things first, that was happening was like the dogs were spawning at the top of the screen. So then I had to make it where the balls would. And so basically, there this array here. Where was it? Okay. Spawn manager. This only had dogs in it. So first things first, I had to drag the ball prefabs into this array. Then from here, I had to fix the script. So that wasn't. I don't exactly remember what was wrong, but it might have been the range or whatever. But oh, I remember. It wouldn't iterate the array. It was only gonna spawn one type of ball. So I'd fix that. Make the index and then make it random. So randomly grabs one ball and then spawns it and stuff. So that is that's basically it. Very similar to the previous one here. So I had to fix a couple things. Then for player controller, I'd make where instead of spawning green balls, it spawns dogs. So when you press spacebar, you you create the dog prefab here, or you see you create a dog, and this is basically it. I'll explain what this next spawn time stuff is soon, and then had to make it where the balls are destroyed if they get near the dog. Because before the dog had a super massive box glider, so I had to shrink it down, and then fix all that stuff. So and the tech collisions ones, I just had to shrink down the glider. Then I had to fix destroy out of bounds. I had to create a left limit, which I ended up finding 40, a bottom limit, which is -5. Just to have so simple passes those, just gets destroyed. And then yeah, the I had to make the ball index, so make sure it's random balls. And then I've also done something different, which was kind of complicated. Where is it? So, okay, there it is. So, in the revoke repeating method, instead of it just always being like 1 second they're gonna spawn, in the spawn interval, so we have spawn. We have this float called spawn interval. However, it has no value, and it's private. And inside this method here, we've set it equal to random.range, and then we put 3 and then 5. So it's gonna spawn them from over 3 seconds or 5 seconds. And so that's how I did that. And then for the playing controller, we made this little cooldown here. So basically, when you press space, so basically, if when the player presses space and time, it's like the amount of time that has passed in Unity is, I guess, greater than or equal to the next spawn time, which starts at 0. Then it's gonna let you create a dog prefab, and then it creates a future time span for when you can spawn the dog again. So the next spawn time is equal to time, so the amount of time that's passed in Unity, plus the delay. So and the delay is 1. So basically, every 1 second you can spawn a dog. That's what that achieves here. And then you get this finished product from that, which is this complete thing. So now I can only spawn dogs every second, even if I spam it. Now, if a dog touches a ball, and it'll disappear and get it, and then it'll run off screen and then disappear. If the ball falls out of bounds, then it's destroyed. And yeah, that's basically the scene I had to fix. Yeah. So let's get into the outro here. All right. So let me show you my GitHub. As you can see, got all the commits here, showing all the stuff here, and yeah. So, from here, I'm currently undertaking the bonus features 2 challenge and stuff, and I'm gonna make a separate video on that when I get it done. And then from here, I'm just gonna complete the rest of the lesson, which is basically done, to be honest. Like, what I can tell just after the challenge here and the bonus features, then you're done with the lesson. So yeah, I'm gonna get done with that, and then I will be moving on to sound and effects. So yeah, as I can see here though, these have a lot less tasks, so we'll see if they're actually a lot shorter than these first two here. But yeah, that's what's next to my journey. Oops, sorry. That's oops. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, next to my journey for me here. Yeah. So, overall, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog, if you watch, that is. Bye.